Hey everybody, it's that time. It's children's sermon time. Just reading the Usborne story, book of Bible stories, and wishing that it was the Jesus Storybook Bible. No, this one's okay. We've already done all the Jesus Storybook Bible stories. So now we're going through this one. And this week, we're going to read about Moses. Moses in the bulrushes, it says. Whoa. So this is about the beginning of Moses' life. And as you'll see, some really interesting things happened to Moses when he was a baby. But as I'll talk about later, those random occurrences were so important for what Moses would eventually do for the people of God. So let's get right to it. We're going to read this story now. Here you go. This is baby Moses. He is just 3 months old. He was born in Egypt a very long time ago. Moses' parents were Hebrews. The Egyptians made the Hebrews work very hard, building cities and temples. This is the king of Egypt. He was a cruel man. He was afraid of the Hebrews, that they would not obey the people of Egypt. The baby boys must die. The king ordered his soldiers to find all the Hebrew baby boys and kill them. Moses' mother decided to hide her son. "Please don't cry," she said. She was afraid the Egyptian soldiers would find him and kill him. She took her baby to the river. Moses' mother went to the Nile. She cut down lots of bulrushes and made them into a big basket. She put Moses in the basket. She kissed him and put the basket down on the water. The basket floated away. Moses' sister was on their riverbank. She watched the basket. She followed it as it floated down the river. Moses was asleep in the basket. It floated past the princess of Egypt. She was bathing in the water with her maids. The princess saw the basket. "What's that?" she said. "Bring it here." One of the maids picked up the basket. The princess looked at Moses. Moses woke up and cried. "What a lovely baby," said the princess. "He must be a Hebrew boy." Moses' sister ran to the princess. "Do you want a Hebrew nurse for the baby?" she said. "Yes, bring one to me," said the princess. Moses' sister went to get her mother. "Look after this baby," said the princess. "I will pay you well." Moses' mother took him home. Moses was safe. He grew up with his own family. When he was old enough, his mother took him back to the princess. "He's my son now," said the princess. Moses lived in the palace like an Egyptian prince, but he never forgot he was a Hebrew. All right, so Pastor Gary's out of town this week, but it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Everything's going to be okay. I'm going to start writing my to-do list as I get this week started. Everything's going to be okay. Better get that. Bethany Lutheran Church, this is Pastor Nate. Wait, what? You're telling me that no one's going to come to plow the snow? Okay, it's all right. It's all right. I have a plan. Hey, Laura.
Hey, Pastor Nate, I'm so glad you are here.
Uh-oh.
Gail is stuck in the elevator.
In the elevator?
In the elevator. I'm
What?
so worried. I don't know how to get her out.
All right. I have a plan.
You do?
Oh, Gail's here. Hey, Gail, what's going on?
Pastor Nate, the sink is overflowing with water.
What?
I don't know what's going on. It's just the water's going everywhere.
Okay. I've got a plan.
Okay.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Good story. And it's also comforting to know when someone says, "I have a plan." And that's what I really think the story of Moses' birth is about in so many ways, is that God had a plan. And it was really hard to see and understand exactly all that was happening. But all of these random moments in Moses' life eventually proved to be so important. Because what the story doesn't tell us, is that Moses went on to then help free the Hebrew people from slavery in Egypt. Moses was the perfect person to do that because he was a Hebrew, but he grew up in Pharaoh's palace. So he was the perfect person to go to Pharaoh and say, let my people go, and then eventually lead the Israelites out because he had that unique dual identity. And it's the same way in our life too. Oftentimes, some random things will happen that we won't pay any attention to, but then years later we'll see, oh my goodness, God was preparing me for this moment. When I was a kid, I really wanted to be a journalist. Not just any journalist, but a TV news anchor. I wanted to tell people the news of the day. And it's funny, I always thought that's what I would end up doing, but then I ended up being a pastor. And I tell people the good news of the day. Isn't that weird? That seemingly random moment from earlier in my life now has great significance. But what about you? This is your homework for this week. Just start to pay attention and maybe just write down some of the pieces of your life so far. Who are you? Who has God made you to be? Just write it down and then hold on to it. And years from now, I hope you find that paper and you can look back and see how who you were at whatever age you are now suddenly had great significance for what God was going to do for you in your life ahead. Well, I'm Pastor Nate. This is not the Jesus Storybook Bible, but it's okay. And this has been the Children's Sermon. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a good week. See you soon.